That. So yeah, that was actually a pretty good thing. That'll be a good one for the outtakes. I'm telling Rod to click the red button. He's over here like fucking Stevie Wonder looking for a fucking wet spot on it.
There's no colors on the
I don't know
damn.
what's going on. He was like,
Hit the gray button, man.
to say I'm fucking colorblind. It's like, he's not going anywhere with this.
Yeah.
All right, that was kind of mean.
It was mean.
Lord, I'm really
asshole.
sorry, and I pray for all the little pygmies over there overseas that they might find food and water too.
I'm over that guy.
Hey,
We're gonna roast your balls if you keep talking like that. He wants
They
it.
still feel warm at that point.
They're getting a little prickly. I
bit
need to
chilly.
shave them again. So yeah,
true.
just
Why don't
hit
you
him
get
with
the Nair?
that. Just hit him with that lighter one time.
We should do the Nair for
That's
the
probably the best way to do it.
we really do need to get an extra mic. We need to get like a they have the blue those blue
I'm
mics.
gonna
those
try
thing
that.
called
I'm
the
gonna
ball,
go home
and
and
it
I'm gonna
sits on
do
the
that.
top of it. Grabs everything 360.
Right.
But anyway, all right. So let's give ourselves
Somewhat curious
a
about
good 10 seconds without talking. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of CigarFellas.com's podcast. I am Moose, and I'm joined here by,
Grumpy.
and we actually have a few other people here. We have Bald Biker, we have Trident, and we have Ryan.
You don't have a name.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a name. I mean, you know, some people call him Squiggly or
No homo.
Shorty or
Butt of the jokes.
right, no
half the
homo,
time.
right? Butt of the
Whatever.
jokes, but
Literally.
yeah.
Good guy.
Yeah, we just bust his chops because he won't fucking review beers for the website. But so yeah. So it is Saturday night. What's the date today, man? I don't even have my phone. in front of me. It's what?
22nd.
Oh, the 22nd of March, 2014. And we've actually got some really cool stuff to talk about tonight. Grumpy actually attempted to roll a cigar.
It's something.
It is what it is. I mean, some people might say it's a cigar. I call it something.
It's like a big version of the backwoods.
You know, I would say that's about as accurate of a description as I've heard
Oh, yeah.
yet. But nope, we definitely want to talk a little bit about that. But before we get started on that, I'm actually just finishing up a Tat Black Tubo, which I'm pretty loving. What are you smoking?
Was this a baby face?
Baby face. Yes, yes.
Is that what they call it?
It is what they call it.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. They do call that the baby face. We're also drinking tonight Four Roses. This is a single barrel, right? Yep, single barrel, Four Roses. It's yummy. Dan's got his watered down to the point
A little
that it
half
looks-
and half right here.
Dude, it's not even the same. Dude, it's not even in the
It's
same.
very oaky.
Yeah, I mean, like it'd be like me drinking a red wine and he's drinking
Yummy
like
with
water.
an eye, right?
But
Pretty. No, this is
I
like
don't
a
care
Boone's
how you
farm,
spell
really.
it.
right, more like a Boone's Farm.
I appreciate it though.
Is that yummy with an eye?
No, it's yummy with a Y.
Got my pinky up, you know, fancy.
Right. No. No, I'm definitely one of those bad spellers. Like if it wasn't for spell check, I swear to God, I would have never made it to college.
You would call it?
Seriously.
If it wasn't for working, I never would have dropped out of college.
Huh. Or kicked out. We don't know. Either
Yeah,
way.
you know, I
oh,
slept-
you know
I
what? I
slept a
almost
lot.
forgot to say. Fuck you, FDA.
Yeah, what the hell?
I'm sorry. That was my bad. Just in case anybody missed it. Fuck you, FDA.
Well, I think what happened was I said it before we started recording, and it was probably, thinking that you already did.
It's like still fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
Somebody had already said that.
Yeah.
So what's been going on this week with you?
Other than work, I got my tobacco in on Wednesday
Yes.
and started looking at all the YouTube videos and bugging a bunch of people on how to roll, and that's something I've been wanting to do since about 2008. And finally had the opportunity to get some rolling gear and the tobacco and get that appreciation for how actually difficult it is to make a good cigar.
No. Yep. Yeah. I've seen the after product, and I must admit that there is definitely an appreciation going there.
Oh, just the, I figured, a pigtail for the cap would be pretty easy. No. Just getting the glue in the right consistency. Forget that.
Yeah. Trident's over there going, it is really easy. I've done it 3 times.
Well, whatever.
Just say it.
Right. Yeah, we're just saying over here. It's
I
not-
wasn't asking anybody else. I was
Right.
saying from my
Yeah,
experience.
yeah, he wasn't talking to the peanut gallery.
Exactly.
Right.
There's a lot of things that are difficult.
Right.
Yeah, well, whatever. Anywho.
So, yeah, I would say, this week let's see, what else have I done to the Moose Cave so far? I put up 4 more pieces of insulation.
Oh yeah, it's warmer down here.
It is a little warmer.
Yeah.
Now that I figured out where my leak was underneath that door and then putting something down there to stop that leak, it has been like night and day difference.
Well, I think what the problem was is when you weren't home and it was freezing outside, I kept peeing under the door. So the ice would build up and make a hole for you. So you got some nice airflow.
That's not that fucking funny. No, I'm not kidding, man. Rod,
Shoot 'em.
one to the knee, please.
I should get a sound effect.
Right? Yeah, right. We do need a sound effect right there. Rod, give us a sound effect.
I'm sure the neighbors will love that.
Yeah. Hey, dude, listen, man, we've had bigger booms go off here.
45
than
in the
that.
lake.
45.
Stat.
All right.
Right?
He's thinking about it.
Yeah, he is thinking about it.
It's pretty loud indoors.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's actually not that bad. Show him, Rod.
Right there.
That's
Right in the knee.
Right in the kneecap.
Oh, come
You
on.
could take care of it, at least until the EMS got
Not
here.
the kneecap. Do like in the thigh or something. You know, just hit that.
In the
area.
butt.
Yeah, I'd rather
Takes
take
one.
one in the butt than no
Oh.
homo. That's a knee,
I'm
though.
pretty sure that the video showed it all. He was like, I'd rather take it in the butt than the knee.
No, to the butt, not in the butt. Big difference there.
That's not what he said.
So
I'd
what
rather
would you
take
take
it
in the butt?
Nothing.
Are you
Look,
sure?
I'm still traumatized from that doctor's appointment. Okay,
Right.
I'm not over that. Oh, I'm counseling twice a week. It's gonna be a while.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Hold on, I'm having a flashback.
It's okay.
Okay, I'm good.
Be strong.
So listen, I want to check out your cigar. I know I'm smoking this Tap Black, and it's a great stick, but it'll be a great stick later on tonight too.
Yeah, let's give it a go.
So we actually have 3 of them. Did you actually call this a Robusto?
It's a Robusto.
Ish.
A Robusto that got ran over by
Okay.
a what? A rhino or a steamroller?
It's the Robusto ring gauge. It fit in the Robusto molds, though I didn't. Yeah, just like me. But I didn't.
If you guys are
I
interested,
didn't
you can
trim it
check
down.
out the video of this and tell me if that looks like that.
Oh, I mean they're more like torpedoes.
Matter of
but
fact, maybe I'll take a picture of it and post it on Facebook right now.
there you go.
So you can actually go to facebook.com/cigarfellas. You'll be able to check out. Hold on, before you cut that, let's take a picture of like the 2 of them together, and we'll post these out on Facebook. And then,
These sticks here.
they are interesting. And then you guys will actually be able to go out to my Facebook page, and you'll see what they look like. Man, I was just about to burp, and I thought it might offend your wife, so I decided not to.
So I don't want to waste tobacco, and it's perfectly good tobacco. So why cut it short?
No, I agree. I mean, dude, listen, I'm not saying I could do better, so, I mean, it is what it is, I mean.
I could have made it, 5.5 inches or whatever, but I'm like,
You're a liar. Your wife already let you in on that one.
I like smoking, so give it an extra half hour.
Does that go hand in hand with liking it in the butt, too?
Yeah, whatever.
Nah, I'm just asking.
It happens.
Weird things have been taking place in this room lately.
I just hope these things drop.
So, yeah, I'm going
I
to...
have no idea. They're kind of wet. I hope they smoke.
Dude, to be honest, it kind of...
Hey, I get a draw out of it at least.
I'm not even sure I should put my Zycar through cutting this thing.
You can use mine.
No.
Yeah, it's just tobacco with a crap ton of really light glue on there. I mean,
So if it lights and goes, boom.
I'm so doing that stuff.
No.
Oh,
And no, I'm just
kind
kidding.
of,
I can open up my mouth.
kind of spongy.
It is spongy.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if I should even waste my time actually toasting this thing or just
I just light it up.
stick it to the fire.
Let's see if it actually lights. Like, oh, it looks like it's going. Hey, at least there's that. Hey, you got some smoke. I'm gonna need that larger
Okay.
lighter. My little one's not quite.
Have you guys ever seen my video of the Devil's Weed white chocolate?
Oh, gee.
Is that better than this so far?
Initially, Absolutely. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with them.
Ooh. Actually, I like the first taste out of it.
My problem is I'm not getting a lot of smoke. I think it's getting caught up in all that moisture.
Well, I left the foot. I left a little bit of the wrapper on there so I could wrap it around. That's something I always liked on certain cigars where
Like on the tats,
the
they
tat
fold
10th
over the-
anniversary,
yeah.
they just kind of folded over. I'm like, I like that look, so I figured, why
Yeah, the
not?
black tubo is the same way.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
got that folded over foot.
I think it's just something adds to the cigar.
I'll tell you what, it's
Looks
got a
nice.
really interesting aroma in the air itself. I think you took the best one for yourself, to be honest with you. No,
I'll trade you if you
no,
want.
I'm good.
You're
Alright.
gonna stay lit.
I'm actually surprised at how well it's drawing. Like, it's not exactly, it's not exactly packed evenly across the way, but hey, it is what it is. It's my first go at rolling a cigar.
I feel like one of those like 1970s construction workers, where they're all standing around like, "Yeah, Joe, you gotta go over there and dig a hole."
True professional fletch packer, you can do better than that.
Right.
Oh, but the retrohale's pretty smooth. In here, we have
It's just no smoke.
2 leaves of Nicaraguan Ligero, 2 leaves of Nicaraguan Seco, and when I ordered my tobacco, I kind of overlooked what I was supposed to use for the binder. So we got a Maduro binder and a Maduro wrapper, and they're all aged 4 years, per the site. So assuming that they're not lying, I'm actually kind of happy with the taste so far.
I don't get a lot out of it. I mean, it's just it's not bad. I mean, there's no doubt it's not bad. I mean, I would certainly take this over a white owl, like a peach white owl any day. The root beer white owl I might stick with, but over the peach owl for sure.
I see what you mean. I mean, I get a little bit, just barely a little bit of, it's like a hint of spice on the tip of my tongue where it's coming in. Is yours plugged or something?
No, it's so soft and spongy.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, there's not much flavor.
there's not
In
much
the
tobacco.
mouth.
I think is what the problem is. I think you underdid the tobacco.
Maybe, yeah.
Like I think and by no means am I telling you I could do it better. 'Cause I couldn't.
Oh no.
Not for the first one. I mean,
I
these
have
were the
no
absolute
idea
first
what
ones.
I'm doing.
But I think that's the reason for the molds, is that you almost overdo the tobacco,
Well,
and then those molds squish it all together
Not
nice
exactly.
and firm.
Everything I've seen for the molds is you want it to be tight enough so you can lift it in, but it's not going to be squished in there. The mold is more to take away, because when you initially do the binder, they're really funky looking, and then the mold really kind of helps to give it the shape. And I was talking to our friend Ken Monty, who has been rolling for over a year or so, and he said, hey, one thing is don't overpack it. So, maybe I'll add another half a leaf or another leaf in the next one just to see how it does. And something I did notice from putting this together is I need to get that feel, because what I'm doing is the method where you take the leaves and you roll up little tubes like little straws, and you put it in your hand and you keep doing it. And as you do it over time, you'll develop a feeling of what part of the tube might need more tobacco or not. Hey,
I'm just saying, the way that you kind of made your motion,
all
I was
over your walls, all over your chair, whatever. Shoot it everywhere. But with practice comes perfection, and definitely I realized I need a lot of practice. I got a lot of respect for the people who do this on a daily basis. I thought it was going to be a lot easier than it was, and
Right.
it took me about an hour and a half to prepare the leaves, roll
She didn't say no.
3 cigars.
do you see what the problem is here?
Hey,
Dude, this thing is so flimsy.
I said be careful with
Yeah,
it.
it's so flimsy and so spongy that
I gotta keep smoking it. It keeps going out.
it's just kind of crazy.
They took my good lighter.
What do you get the boxes for? What do you get the boxes for?
So, with that being said, I mean,
All right, who turned this thing
it's
off?
quite a bit of work just to make these things, and
I'm
a
not,
lot of practice to really get it going.
I'm not getting anything off.
No, really. I mean, it was a gallant attempt. I'm afraid that I had to set it down. The problem I ran into was it was just a little too spongy. But all in all, I didn't think the flavors were bad. I think that the leaf combination itself is going to make for a good smoke. I think you just have to get a little bit more tobacco in there, roll
I'm
a little
going to
bit tighter.
stick with mine, yeah. But yeah, I think a half, and that's what.
Is yours spongy?
Oh yeah, it's, I mean,
Yeah.
it feels really soft like a sponge, but I mean it's something I could smoke and give it a go.
Right.
I'm not getting the complexity out of this that I would like the other cigars I had been smoking previously and whatnot. But I'm pretty happy with the initial attempt. The cap is just atrocious, but hey, it is what it is.
No, but you're absolutely right. I mean, so many people. I don't remember who we were talking to. I don't remember who it was, but somebody had made a comment about like how fast these people actually roll compared to like when you actually see them on videos for like cigar manufacturers, and they really slow down. They take their time and they're like showing you, and they're like, dude, you have no idea how fast these guys are actually rolling these things. They only slow down just to show you, but I mean these guys are breaking out cigars like unbelievably fast. But you figure, these people, that's what they've been doing their entire lives. That's what they know. Just like you and I were both in IT, doing computers and stuff, and just like us. I mean, we do something so fast that most people are like, "Whoa, dude, what did you guys just do?"
Yeah, if you're showing somebody, they're like, hold on, and you really gotta slow down to like a quarter the pace so people can pay attention, follow along.
Exactly. So I mean, I'm not shocked, that that's how they turned out. I mean, I'm sure that mine would have been just as soft.
You're just not as patient as I am. I'll smoke something crappy. Well, you did smoke that chocolate covered, so
I did.
I won't even smoke.
Right. Well, that was my problem. Is I couldn't even keep it lit. It just kept going out. And I think some of it might have been just because it's a little too wet.
It is very wet.
I think it needs to
it's
be
like
dry
a pipe,
box.
pretty much. I mean, I tried. I left it out in my house, which is very dry,
We
all
ought to put
day.
them in the sun for an hour. Go stick them in the oven
Throw
for
'em in the
20
microwave.
minutes.
Let's microwave
Yeah,
this
let's
bitch.
microwave these fucking things. See if we can't make them work.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. Put it
try.
in the oven.
No, don't try it. That's my microwave that you're gonna make smell like smoke and I'll punch you in the
I
face.
don't think Brandon would be happy with me if I stuck a cigar in a microwave.
So, well, that was interesting nonetheless.
So just the process of just prepping the leaves, and I think I over humidified the filler when I put it together, and that's something that's going to come with experience.
Right.
I mean, I had to go out buy a spray bottle, spray the leaves down, and you gotta slowly humidify them up to what they need to be. But something I found out after the fact is you want the filler to be actually kind of dry, and I was wanting it to be pliable filler. So I think that's probably where some of the the burning issues are coming into, because it is overly humidified. It's like getting a cigar down in Mexico or one of the other south of the border states or countries rather that are it's 80% humidity plus out there, and you get it, and maybe sometimes you have burn issues. But I mean, all in all, it's a great experience to try and do. It really gives me an appreciation for those people who actually do it, and I try not to be judgmental on cigars that have issues, but I can really see why the wrapper might have problems or something in cigars that I buy and smoke on a day-to-day basis.
Right. Yeah, we actually have our first few comments on Facebook over the pictures.
Oh, great.
You want to hear them?
Why not?
So the first one comes in from Patrick Martindale, and he says, they look like giant backwoods sticks.
Hey.
So, kudos. Maybe we ought to send Patrick something.
Well, I
like
did-
a big
I did send you
fuck
a-
you. No, I'm just kidding, Patrick. We're just joking.
I
man.
did send you a text saying they really are sticks.
Right, yeah, they are sticks. Tom Henning says, they taste better than they look. I replied, no. Then I said, laugh out loud, just kidding. I'm not sure if I was really kidding, but I want to give you the benefit of the doubt and say it wasn't horrible. It definitely wasn't horrible. It just, you know, it was just trying to keep the damn thing lit was just ridiculous.
Yeah, and I got to figure out. You know, I got a lot of more research to do to figure out how to, you know, get some different flavors in there. And unfortunately, with buying the tobacco the way I am, I don't have the options to get the different grades of the varying tobacco versions. So, you know, I'm kind of stuck with what I can get, and I really don't know where the stuff's coming from other than the country of origin.
Right. That's true. I mean, all those fake Cubans were made with something. We don't know what.
Banana leaves, whatever.
Banana leaves, toilet paper leaves. I can definitely say without a doubt there was no shit flavor in that cigar. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, no matter what anybody says, they did not taste like shit.
It's just kind of weird because, you know, I go to take a draw and the thing just crimps down like, you know, 1 millimeter. I'm like, what's going on here?
It definitely does that.
It does need some more.
So what did you
filler.
buy? What do you have? What are you rolling with?
Well, like I was saying, I got the Nicaraguan filler. So the
No. Your tools.
oh, my hands. I mean, so I got a
All right, moving along.
I got a you know, a basic cutting board. I mean, you can use whatever you want, you know, for your base. I got the what chivettas, I believe is what they're called. The knives, it's a curved knife to cut with.
You just bought one.
I got two, but I'm going to give one to a friend of ours. And then I also got a tuck cutter. So it's what you put the cigar on to get the flat end. That's how I got these flat ends. And if you want to measure them.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I saw the pictures and there was no flat.
Before on the foot. On the foot was the only thing that was flat. Either way.
Am I missing something here?
I had the wrapper covering it, but it was
Oh, you
legitimately
had a dull end cutter, so it like just kind of like folded it over.
No. So
No, I see the wrapper.
When I did the wrapper, I left
gotcha.
some and then I just folded it in. But it was legitimately
I see what you're
flat.
saying, yeah.
So that's how. So these were actually the same length, yours and mine.
I just had a little bit more foreskin.
Exactly.
Okay, now I'm following. Now I got you now.
And there's different things of. So I got that. I picked up some of this cigar glue. It comes in a powder and you got to mix it, and that's something I need to work on a little bit. The correct ratios, and then how to prepare it. It was way too watery when I used it, so I had a few more issues in actually wrapping and everything. So that's why.
But you learned, and
I
that's the most
learned a lot.
important thing.
Yeah.
Because next week, you know, I hope that you'll bring back a couple more, and we
Right.
can pick those ones apart.
And then even just putting the wrappers on in the binder, I put it on. I had it straight with the board, but you need it on an angle so you don't put as much on there. And you know, and that's something I learned. These things had basically like a triple binder just because of how much I rolled on there. I mean, these leaves are huge, and I learned, you're not supposed to do that.
I think if you watch the videos of those guys, they take a full leaf and they only come out with a couple of different little parts. So, you know, they're not rolling with like a full-length leaf. I mean, they're actually cutting
they
a
trim the
design
leaves.
into that leaf that is going to match the size or the style of the cigar that they're doing.
Yeah, and that's just some. I'm trying to find some other books and watch some more videos, and really I'd like to learn from somebody, you know, get mentored, and that's just part of my whole end goal of, you know, having the cigar brand and everything.
We need to roll out to Ken Monty's or have Monty shoot a video.
Yeah, well, he has 2 videos, and I watched them, and it was just like, you know, when I was 8 years old and got my Nintendo. Screw reading the instructions. I'm
feel
getting
ya.
right in there.
I feel yeah. We talked about that too right before you got here. I
Yeah.
think, and it was just like, dude, screw that. I would have done the same thing, man. I'm telling you, I would have just wanted to roll one, just to say I've rolled one. You know, and so what it looks like. I mean, you know, like I said, the flavor itself isn't bad. The only problem that I ran into was that it was just a little too spongy. I couldn't keep it lit, and
Well, I'm having that problem. I mean,
I'm just
if
gonna
I
let
start
it-
talking, I can't.
I'm just gonna let it sit there for a few minutes and see if it will dry out a little bit.
No, it's been out all day.
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
maybe tomorrow.
Oh boy, just let it sit there until it starts to dustify.
Just a little bit, yeah.
I'll just let it sit out until it builds a little bit of bloom.
AKA
That
mold.
might be mold. You know, actually, something that we need to discuss is we actually had somebody the other day comment on one of the videos that we had done for Cigar Fellas, and they were actually asking about doing something with humidors and how to actually set up a humidor, and and I know that we had talked about that on our first podcast about we wanted to do some of that stuff. So I just wanted to kind of let everybody know out there that we are going to start doing some of those videos, and we will do one for like setting up humidors. Trident actually has a monolith, so maybe we can actually even incorporate like his monolith in there. I think that'd be a cool idea, just to show
Don't come
people.
in here.
No, we won't bring it here. We'll actually go there. We'll do it in a segmented video, but we'll actually show like what a monolith should how to set up a monolith and what's appropriate, and the fans and all that stuff, and
Or
we can
even,
actually
like
that point,
coolers, like
we could
have.
even go over your coolers as well, and just show them what these body bag coolers look like full of cigars, because they are about the biggest damn cooler you can buy.
Yeah, 120 quart coolers are great.
60.
160 quart? Yeah, that's even crazy. He got a small smirk on his face when he was like, and he threw a plural on the end of it. Do you have more than one? Yeah, you have more than one, don't you?
260 and 280s.
260s and 280 quart coolers. Jesus, man.
Best damn game of Tetris I've ever played.
Hey, listen, if you need a place to store those and walk-in humidor, just let me know, man. It's free rent. Some people would say it might not be technically totally free, but I can promise you that you'll never run out of anything. There might only be one or two left, but you won't run out.
Sounds fair.
We got Grumpy sitting over here practicing smoke rings again.
Well, I during these podcasts, I like to
It's
smoke.
like you made it
I like to do these smoke rings over the mic over here.
Right?
Yeah, it gives me something to do. And I got nothing much to look at on the, everybody back there except the middle finger from time to time. But hey, it is what it is.
Give him something to look at.
Right. Right. Show him, Rod.
Oh boy.
He'd do it to you.
Just put it on his shoulders.
Hey, he did it to Ryan when we were up in Traverse City. You remember that one? That was freaking priceless. So we're all up on like a guy's weekend up in Traverse City, Michigan, and we had gotten these hotel rooms, and they were joined together by these double doors, and
Worst idea ever.
so we had our doors shut. Dan and I, or Grumpy and I, were sharing a room, and Ryan, Tom. Oh, it's just you and Tom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Tom shared a room, and then
Except
we had
our buddy blew it up in their room, which was great.
right. Was it their room or our room?
It was their room.
Oh, it was. Yeah, we sent. Yeah, Buenosaurus Rex. So.
Thank you, Bono, for
Yep. Thank you,
being
Bono.
considerate.
Yep. So, Ryan is pounding on our door, trying to figure out what time we're going to get up in the morning, and you were doing something.
Oh,
like
he
that.
was like, "What time are we waking up? What time are we waking up?"
No, you were trying to come into our room for something, and Grumpy was like, "Oh, watch this." So he breaks open his Johnson and
Satchel.
his satchel, and Ryan walks in and he shoves it forward and a big handful of brains, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that Ryan's in therapy for that
Well,
stuff.
and then he started texting you,
All right.
and you sent him
does
a
that
text.
No,
at
that
the
is
same
how that
time.
No,
happened.
this was totally no.
He's
This
in
was
denial,
totally
but
unprovoked.
But that is how it took place.
that is, yeah.
You were at the door, he was at the door, and he gave you a face full of brains, and you went, "Whoa."
Well, after you sent that text,
Do you concur with that?
It's exactly how. it
Right, so
happened.
that's 2 against 1.
And
So
then he texted
you're the crazy
you
one tonight.
until you replied with the same, and then next thing you know, we got nothing from him. He was just out.
This is true. This is true.
I haven't laughed so hard in so long.
Man, that was a good trip.
Oh yeah.
I got a 100 count travel door for free. Well, it wasn't free, but by the time I sold the bonus feature, it was free. We need to do that again. We need to do that like soon.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not expensive just to ride up there. I mean,
No.
you get a hotel for cheap. Bring our own cigars. You know, we can go sit out in Bruno's backyard. You know, sometime in the spring or something when it's still pretty nice
Yeah,
out.
not right now.
Not right now.
Probably like 3 feet of snow in his backyard right now.
No, actually, it's,
Sitting anywhere
yeah,
out
it's
there.
probably pretty close. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting. Your cigars here. Like I said,
and
hopefully
I
next
still
week.
got things I need to do. Like I need to get a cooler or something to keep the leaves humidified in. So you got to, just like cigars, you want to keep them at a good.
I think at this
temperature,
particular
humidity
point, you
and
should
everything.
not worry about humidification. I think
They're-
you should worry more about dehumidification.
They come really dry, so you got to get them at a certain level. I don't know what that level is yet, but you need to keep them there so then when you're ready to roll, then you, like with the wrapper and the binder, you can spray it down and get that ready. I think the filler is probably good to go at that point. But you know, I'm talking out of my ass. I really don't know. That's just something that's gonna have to,
God,
be
that just reminded me
investigated.
of the South Park episode with, what was that, Buttheads or whatever it was? Where every time they talk, they do like a little fart. Like, okay. I'm sorry, that was just popped into my head. I don't know what to tell you.
I was thinking when Cartman was started eating food the wrong way.
Oh yeah,
Everybody was doing it because it's healthy.
right? So here's some interesting stuff in the cigar industry news. Actually, maybe not even in the industry news, but here's something that I found was pretty damn funny. So there was a love triangle cigar store shooting.
What?
Straight up. It's actually in a cigar shop. An argument over a woman at a cigar shop in northwest Harris County escalated to a shooting. The Harris County Sheriff's Office said the woman's ex-husband and new boyfriend started fighting inside Sirius Cigar Shop on FM 1960 Tuesday night. Investigators said that one man left the store, retrieved a gun from his vehicle, and shot the other man twice in the hand and the side. The victim was flown to Memorial Hermann Hospital in critical condition. Deputies took the shooter into custody at the scene. And here's the greatest part of this entire story. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
As of Wednesday morning, investigators said it is unclear whether he will face charges. You just shot a man in the fucking hand, in the side, and he had to be life-flighted out of there, and you're not facing any charges? When you went to your car and got your gun. So
Yeah.
obviously, if your life was in that big a jeopardy and you were able to leave the building, it wasn't in that big a jeopardy at that point because you could have gotten your car and drove away. So I don't know, like, I'm assuming this is probably, I don't know where this is. Man, if I had to guess, I'd say probably Texas. But, oh yeah, it does say it's Houston. So yeah, Texas. Not only that, the little local 2 has a star in the center of it, so we know it's from Texas. Stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. Yep, so, yeah, so I want to move to Texas. Because apparently I can go out to the car, grab Rod's gun, come back in, kneecap a motherfucker, and not even worry about being in trouble. All I gotta do is claim it was like a love triangle thing, like, man, that was my ex-wife.
Pretty sure he ended up with that guy, so the guy's like, I'm not pressing charges.
You know,
Keep
I
it.
don't know. I mean,
Yeah, but
I'm not anywhere near my ex-wife if I don't have to be. You know, I don't know what's going on.
I just find that just pretty
My
interesting.
ex-wife comes over all the time.
Right. I'm like, look, dude, I mean, it's like, dude, great, you got my dirty laundry, I don't care.
Right.
I mean, obviously she's my ex for a reason.
You got sloppy seconds, I don't know what to tell you.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, like I said, I just can't understand how they could actually make a comment and say, they're unsure whether or not there's going to be charges pressed.
Holy shit.
Hey, you might want to turn it down before you waste all my fluid.
Who the hell turned that up so hard?
No, I think it was out of fluid,
Oh.
and it got filled and never readjusted. So, here's another interesting story from the Cigar World News, and this is actually from our home state in Sterling Heights. The state police seized $43,000 worth of untaxed cigars. They said they seized 43,000 untaxed cigars from a storage unit in suburban Detroit that may be linked to a smuggling ring.
My mom actually called me for that. She called worried and said, "Hey, are you okay? Did you get arrested?" Because she knows I got a lot of cigars.
Well, here's the funny thing, like, Dryden and I are looking at each other like, fuck, dude, there goes our shit.
It's all machine mades.
Oh, it was machine made? Oh, never mind, you guys can have them. So, police say a Rochester Hills man was arrested Tuesday. Now I see why your mom called
Yeah,
you.
you know what I'm saying?
Dan from Rochester Hills was arrested Tuesday for violation of the Tobacco Products Tax Act after the discovery in Sterling Heights. Police say a number of brands of cigars were seized. Police say the man whose name wasn't immediately released, Dan Lewis, and is believed to be part of a large organized tobacco smuggling ring operation in the Detroit area. An investigation into the case is ongoing. It is against the law in Michigan to possess, acquire, transport, or sell any quantity of untaxed tobacco.
I hope my tobacco was taxed that I bought.
Oh, snap.
I guess I'll just have to claim it on my taxes.
Nah, you don't have any of that tobacco. You were just making it up.
I grew it.
So, this is what I want to know. How do I get down with this shit? I mean, seriously, whoever's in charge of this stuff, can you reach out to us? Let us know, how I can be part of this untaxed tobacco thing. Because, man, if I can grab some cheap cigars, non-taxed, I'm just kidding.
My tax
What they should do is they should storage auction that.
Right? You should storage
Make some money
auction.
for the state. That'd be
Yeah,
wonderful.
$43,000 worth of
Yeah.
cigars. That'd make them about, with our taxes and everything, about $80,000 in profit.
Hey, I'll give him $1,000.
Right?
It's a storage
Exactly.
auction, right?
Right.
Like, watch all those shows.
Right. Hell yeah.
So, here's another interesting thing.
What it is, it's seized tobacco.
Somebody left a pipe over here, and I guess it was a gift for me.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah, look at that thing.
There's a little bit of some kind of, looks like, that could be some kind of,
Doesn't it all go to the,
it's
doesn't
some
it all go to the
kinda
cops so
flake.
they can smoke it themselves?
That still could be flake. Oh, it is a Stokeby flake. Wow, I'm good.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was that good. Wow. I actually called the tobacco and it's just sitting loose in the bottom of a bag. Nice. So here's some other interesting stuff, but we already kind of knew about this. But apparently there is a new wave crashing the country, and believe it or not, it's not middle-aged women getting tramp stamps. It is more women are taking delight in cigars.
Hey, that's great.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, it gives us something else to look at. The cigar shop besides Trident and Bald Biker and Ryan and Grumpy and
Bunch of
myself.
middle-aged fat guys at the
Right,
cigar shop.
right, a bunch of
basically.
middle-aged, a bunch of middle-aged fat guys and a toothpick just hold us all together.
I thought it was more like a kickstand, but hey.
Dude, let's not talk about his pecker again. Come on. Come on, we're done with this.
Ryan kept bringing it up. I was doing that for him.
So yeah, that was out of the Indiana Gazette. They actually, there's a pretty big article on it, and
You know, I actually like the women that are in the cigar industry that I've met, because they bring a different take on cigars, flavors, and how to smoke and enjoy, and it's a nice difference than just what we're used to with the grumpy old guys.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree. I think that cigars isn't. Realistically, it is. It's a big social event, and anytime that we can get anybody together, to be honest with you, it's it's not as big of an issue as a lot of people used to think that it was. That women can't be part of this or anything like that. Me personally, I really enjoy just the conversation. I mean, they do. They absolutely bring another side to the whole cigar thing. We actually have a female cigar reviewer on Cigar Fellas. Shout out to Sassy Owl. She's got an incredibly good palate. She does a great job at writing reviews for us, and I can really appreciate that.
Yeah,
For sure.
exactly.
So Ryan, what kind of pipe you got there, buddy?
This is where the extra mic would come in handy.
Short.
It's a little shorty.
Yeah, that's a small pipe.
Is that an estate pipe?
Yeah, it's an
Did you buy that on eBay? Somebody gifted it to you? Did you buy it at a local store?
You gotta use your words, Ryan.
Did you beat up an old guy for it? Oh,
Use your
You got it
words,
at a
Ryan.
vintage store.
you got it at a
Antique
vintage
shop.
store? Nice. It looks like a nice little
$10.
$10. Dude, listen, I'll tell you what. I would pay $10 for just about any vintage briar pipe. I mean, outside of the fact if it had a huge crack down the side of the bowl or something. But
I like getting the estate pipes and cleaning them up and And it's kind of, it gives you a sense of accomplishment. You took something that might have been used and abused and loved for so many years, and then it's got that thick cake on it, and you got the reamers and everything, and you can make it really beautiful and shine again.
Right.
That's something that's really cool that
Seems
I've
like
enjoyed
brand
doing.
new.
You know, that's one thing that I have not yet embarked on, and it is something that I have thought that I'd really like to get into. Like I really thought, you know, like if I bought a grinder and just put a buffing pad on it, then you know I could actually, you know, buff out pipes and, you know, and actually have, you know, that didn't sound good, did it?
Hey,
That really did.
I'm judgment-free zone.
Right.
Somewhat. And on that note, I'm gonna put this down too. I'm getting lightheaded just trying to, you know, puff through that thing. You know, it's just, it's too much work. I
I'm
gotta
sorry.
let those things
Could
dry
you
out a little
speak into
bit.
the mic and say that one more time? You're getting what?
Lightheaded.
From buffing on that thing? Trying to keep it
Puffing
lit?
on the cigar.
Trying to keep it lit?
Trying to keep it lit. It's a little too wet there. I'm gonna bring out this Viaje here.
Is that the
Double-edged sword too.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
from the jar.
The double-edged sword from the jar.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a good cigar.
It
here.
is a good stick. You'll enjoy that
And
very
you know
much.
what? It's perfectly bunched and wrapped, and it's a good cigar.
Right?
This is, you know, I hope one day that my cigars would look this good.
So
Definitely
try.
no spongy issues here.
Anything good going on with you?
Work, looking for a new job. That's better.
Working, looking for a new job. Yeah, what kind of job? You want to be an IT guy?
No, I don't know shit about computers.
That's true.
Amen.
You know, just enough to be dangerous.
Just enough to call you and be like, I screwed it up real
Right.
bad.
Something's fucked up. Something's fucked up. We need to fix bad.
Help.
Right. No, I know that feeling. Every time my foot hurts, I'm like, Roman, help, help my foot. It hurts bad. I think I got the gout. It's like the sugar.
Yeah.
The gout. That's what I call it. The gout.
Take out.
Dude, I do. I get the gout bad, dude. Oh my god, it hurts so bad. I just want to like chop my foot off at that point. You can't walk on it. What the hell good is it? You know, I mean, seriously, when you're in that kind of pain from gout, it's worthless. You know, stick it in an air cast and do the best I can to limp around on it. That generally helps a little
I
bit.
should have
but,
put a little more back in here.
you know, you're in luck. Ryan's over here complaining about how he doesn't have a lot of backy in there, but you're in luck
Oh no.
because I got a whole lot of backy over here. As a matter of fact, I even probably have a lot of that Stoked B. As a matter of fact, I'm sure I do.
This is the Navy flake, not the bullseye.
Oh, you know, I bet
think
I
I
do
like
have
it
some
better.
Navy flake though.
In the
Man, now you're
Navy.
making me want to pipe.
Yeah, we
Have
gotta
those
do a
pipes
pipe
at home. We
night.
gotta smoke those.
I know.
Seriously.
We really
I'll
do
bring
need to smoke those. Trident brought up a really good point. We actually have a set of pipes that we bought in conjunction with a bunch of other stuff that we had bought, and yeah, it'd be a good time to actually do a video review of those, you know, and just kind of talk about that. I'm sorry, Rod, what were you saying?
We got ducks in here or what?
Right? No, I definitely think I might just fire up a pipe here in a second.
All right.
Oh, wait. Maybe I'll let Trident sit in over here for a few minutes and jibber jabber with you or somebody else. I don't care. If anybody wants to have a seat, I can go grab grab a pipe and some tobacco. And do you want to have a seat?
Sure.
All right. Hold on 1 second. We're gonna let Trident slide in here.
All right.
Extra lube.
Man, this cigar's pretty delicious. Getting what is it?
Oh,
There's some black pepper, red pepper mix in there. You know, comes on really strong with the puff, and it kind of fades a little bit and has some lasting taste, and get a nice leathery tobacco sweetness on the finish, and with the retrohale, turned out to be a good Viaje here.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that there's no, I guess, secret in it that I'm pretty much a Viaje whore. It's actually probably been one of my favorite brands that has been going on for a long time.
I'm sorry, Ryan over there tried to stifle a sneeze and looked like he was having a stroke over there.
Yeah, I tried to hold back the laughing. I mean, he actually looked like smoke was almost coming out of his eyes. It was wonderful.
That was great.
If you ever want to watch a head explode, next time I'll video he's trying to hold back the sneeze. It actually was
I don't do that usually. I let them go.
Oh, man.
In the interest of keeping quiet.
But yeah, back to Viaje. Like I said, I mean, I'm really looking forward to their next coming reviews or their offerings, which is going to be the zombies that are coming out. They got a couple new ones that are coming out. The zombie Maduro is going to be new, so looking forward to trying that one. And he's got something called the Antidote as well. So the zombie super shots are being made again. So be picking up boxes of those. So we'll have those to try soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The something that came out was the Christmas trees. That was a really cool presentation with them being wrapped and everything. It was, I like when manufacturers can do something like that. Recently, I just got a Tat Black jar, and I heard a lot of naysayers out there about the material it was made in, and I saw a post I think Pete made that it was recycled sunglasses and,
Right,
and stuff. But you know what? In all, I think it's a good jar. It locks pretty nice. The lid to the body. It looks cool with all the embossing and the curves on it, and it's a really cool presentation. Everything that Tatuaje does with their special releases, even with like their Tat Black Lanceros, they come in these really cool boxes and they're just wrapped nice inside. And I really appreciate when manufacturers take that extra step. And like these Viajes coming in the jars, it's something cool. You have some swag with the cigars. Sure, it's a little bit more expensive, though. It gives you something to display in your man room. And I really appreciate that, guys. So anybody who does that, it doesn't go unnoticed.
No, I totally agree. Actually, one of the other things that I really like that Tat does is, Tatuaje pretty much wraps most of their cigars in the foil. So when you open the box, there's a nice foil wrapping. And I'm not sure how many guys out there actually, age cigars for a really long time, but, one of the things that you learn is if you're aging them for a long time, you want to make sure that you have a barrier between the box and the actual cigar, because even inside your cooler or your humidor or whatever else you're storing it in, you want to make sure that there's always a little bit of fluctuation in humidity. The thing is, the box will take it away from the cigars, and sometimes if you age them for a long time, I've got some older boxes where some of the cigars have shrunk a little bit, and that's because of the moisture exchange.
I have quite a few cigars that are, a few boxes that are 10 plus years old, and one of the things that a lot of people always notice is it's got a cedary flavor to it, that woodsy flavor that might not be imparted on the fresh cigar, and it's with the aging. I mean, it's going to happen if you have them in a box with really fragrant cigars. You're going to have some cross contamination, which isn't a bad thing. It adds to the unique characteristics of those cigars that you've aged.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely part of the aging process, and it's a nice thing. But like I said, with Tatuaje with their foil wrap, you don't get a lot of that cross-contamination because it is wrapped in the foil. Viaje does a lot of theirs in like wax paper and things like that as well. So, you really keep just that pure essence of that cigar and let that cigar age on its own, which is a really nice feature.
Well, and with something like that, I noticed specifically with the Tats, when you unwrap the foil to grab one out,
Oh,
you
that
just
aroma is
blast
amazing.
with
Oh,
that
yeah.
smell. And that's really, and that's something that I noticed with the rolling the cigars. The ones that are in the ashtray now, but you open.
They
these
sure smell
bags.
good when you started.
Oh my gosh! And then when I was done, just the aroma in the room was just amazing, and I can only imagine how great it would be to have a giant room, walk into these aging rooms where they have bundles and bundles of cigars there.
Right. Just speaking of smell, when you open up your humidor, with all that cedar in it, that waft of smell you get is just unreal, and it's amazing. I'm sure you guys have all done that, and you open up your humidor and you just want to stand there for a second and take it in, and then pick out the cigar you're going to smoke. It's one of my favorite parts when I go to pick out the cigar I'm going to have for the day.
Yeah, I'm kind of lazy. I usually pick out a bunch of cigars, maybe 2 dozen or so, put them in baggies, and place them on the top. And when I'm grabbing something, I just whatever's easiest to get to, because when you got like a 120, 160 quart cooler and it's packed bottom to top with boxes and singles and everything, it's a lot of effort to dig for maybe something that you really want. And it's just, at least for me, most of the time, it's just like, whatever. I'm going to grab something I know I like, which is usually packed in there anyway, or maybe something gifted, or I got a couple hundred cigars from C-Fest last year, where all these different manufacturers come in here and let me pick something different that I've never smoked before. Hey, this is something new, and it's always something fun and adds to the smoking experience.
Can you explain a little bit about what you mean by digging through a cooler? I have no experience of digging through coolers, so.
Oh yeah, just pulling out boxes and boxes. You know, it might be 4 or 5 boxes deep, and maybe you don't realize where that specific box is that you want. So next thing you know, you're going through a second cooler looking for the one.
I don't know. I had in December one of my friends from the Cigar.com forums actually came by and actually helped me redo all my coolers and my monolith. It probably took us about 3.5, 4 hours to get it all done. And you know, one of the things that I noticed is I have like this keen sense of where all my stuff is, and I don't know why. It's just one of those things, I guess, that I do. And you know, I sort of like, even when I'm missing something, I'm like, oh my God, where'd that box go? I know I have a box of this somewhere. And you're like, oh, it's over here. Let me just put it in. You know,
yeah, I mean, I have a general idea where most of the things are, but sometimes if you only have a few loose ones, it could be in so many different places. And you know, I got 3 locations. I got a little mini fridge and then the 2 big coolers. So sometimes it's like, and it's just,
I'm a little
if it takes
OCD
more than a
about
minute,
that, though.
it's like whatever.
Yeah, my OCD kicks in, and I have to like make sure that things are very, you know, set by company and things like that. So I have a, you know, section of my cooler that's Tatuaje, section of my cooler that's Viaje. I have a Liga cooler, and I mean, and then I have a miscellaneous cooler where, you know, it's a lot of the cigars that I really enjoy smoking pretty much get their own cooler, and it's just the things that I don't want to age for a long time that I just want to smoke. So, you know, I have their own cooler just to grab cigars that are going to be like, this is going to be my daily smoke, and I refill my Herfadors with that, and that's what I travel with. So.
Oh yeah, I totally understand. I mean, I'm currently missing one of my 35 count box, and it's usually what I bring for herfs and such. And
What'd you do with it?
I have no idea where it's at, but you know, I don't have to worry about it. It's airtight. I got a Bovita pack in there, so I know it's, you know, the
Sitting
cigar's
right by the
gonna be-
furnace, isn't it?
Right.
yeah, pretty much on top, but I'm just trying to keep them warm.
That's good. Maybe you should put your other ones that you just rolled in that one, right on top of your furnace. I don't think Moose's wife is going to let me put it in the microwave like I posted on Facebook, so
Right. Yeah, I doubt that too.
I was going to put it in this Hungry Howie's box that he just had a sub out of, but I don't think that's going to fool her either.
No, it would actually give it some more flavor.
Ooh. Moose said it's going to give it some more flavor.
Yeah, so you know, one thing I want to just point out, and something I'm hoping that, you know, we can get a few more cigars out there that have this crazy amount of smoke. And it's something I've noticed with like a Liga Privada number 9. Like the amount of smoke that comes off of that thing is just crazy. And I mean, you smoke one of them, and it's like 2 or 3 guys are smoking cigars in that room, and that's something really unique to a few cigars, and it's something that I like. I think it's you know, a special experience. Really lets me you know, play around with the smoke, or if you want to take some pictures and do some crazy things. That's something really fun, and if you haven't tried it yet, go out and pick up one of those and give it a go. One, it's going to be a good cigar, and hopefully you'll like the flavor profile. But 2, it's an experience on its own. I was sitting on a virtual herf where we were connected through Google Plus, and a bunch of us were sitting there talking, and that was my first Liga 9. And they're like, "Oh man, you're gonna love all the smoke," and I was not prepared for that. It was just crazy. In my you know, 2-car garage, it was just filled with smoke, and
Yeah.
that was fun.
I mean, Liga itself, I mean, just the company, I mean, if you light up any of their Ligas, I mean, I've noticed the same thing with the Undercrowns, and, you know, a lot of their Unico series actually put out a ton of smoke like that. And it's a very cool feature of them. You know, I really want to break it down to say it's, you know, the oily wrapper from the Nicaraguan cigars, and they do a great job in keeping the oils on the wrappers when they ship them. They don't dry out, I mean, it's, when you pick it up out of the store and you light it, I mean, it's got that great smoke, and I mean, you can look at the wrapper itself and be like, wow, that's pretty oily. I mean, actually, a lot of times when you're burning it, if you just look at it, you can see a line of demarcation of where like those oils are burning. And I mean, it's a very cool feature of that cigar, and it definitely adds a lot to the flavor of that cigar. I mean, you know, a lot of the aromas of your cigar add a lot of flavors. I mean, that's why retrohaling is a big part. I mean, you know, I mean, I try to retrohale. I'm pretty sure you do. I mean, some guys don't really like to retrohale their cigar, and I mean, it's a personal preference. You want to smoke it how you like. You know, sometimes someone says, you know, you're doing it wrong, or you smoke it how you want to smoke it, and it's your cigar. So, you know, but you know, your taste right. I mean, when you eat a lot of food, I mean, the taste that you get, the aroma just adds so much to flavor.
Well, that's just like if you have a stuffy nose and you're eating something, the flavors are muted. And that goes to, you only have certain types of taste receptors on your tongue, and then the rest, you know, the thousands or whatever it is, come through the smells that you get. And I watched a video just a few days ago where they're actually showing the inside of your mouth and how it works. And some people think that you have to inhale cigars to do the retrohale, and that's just not the case. You know, through the back of your mouth, through top of your throat, there's actually you know, something that connects the nasal cavity in your mouth. And I said it before, you know, the easiest way to do it is start blowing out softly throughout your mouth, and then close your mouth. And if you keep that blowing sensation, it will force it out your nose. Start slow though, because it could be a little hot and heavy at first, and it'll feel just like when you're in the pool and you get some water up your nose, and it's just like, kind of crazy.
When I first started smoking cigars, one of the, you know, the guys that I was smoking was actually a pretty seasoned veteran. He's like, you know, if you want to learn how to retrohale rather quickly, I mean, not quickly, but you want to, obviously, like Grumpy said, ease into it, because, I mean, you can really burn some of your nasal hairs off pretty quick. But, you know, he said, blow out 90% of the smoke out of your mouth, and then close your mouth, swallow, and then blow the rest out your nose. And that sort of takes the smoke and puts it in the back of your throat without actually inhaling it, and then you can put the rest out your nose. But again, make sure you put out 90% of the smoke through your mouth first. Don't swallow with a mouthful of smoke, because it's not going to taste very good.
Yeah, and if you look at some of my reviews, like the written ones, I'll say, you know, a certain percentage of retrohale, whether it's like a 30%, 20%, 10%, and for me, I can't handle the really strong retrohale cigars. I know Moose really likes that sensation, and you know, so he can blow out a lot more than I can. And some of the cigars, they're just so smooth. You could do the whole thing, and you never get that sensation. And each cigar is different, whether it's and a lot of factors.
Have you ever seen my O face?
Yeah. We got the you know, the longer you age the cigar, the smoother it's going to be. And yeah, and I would recommend people, just as hard as it might be, especially if you're new to cigars, buy a few cigars extra, and literally, like, write on the wrapper, put another wrapper on it, put the date, let it sit for a year. Literally let it sit for a year.
I would suggest not the wrapper, but on the cellophane that it comes in.
Well, if it doesn't have cellophane, you can get like a piece of paper, get some tape on it, and wrap it like that, and literally go buy a new one from the B&M, smoke it, and then that day or the next day, smoke the one that you aged. You know, maybe take some notes. You're gonna see it's so much different, and then you might understand why some people age their cigars so long. You know, they have 2-3-year-old aged cigars, and why people do it. It might not be something that you prefer, and you might say, hey, certain cigars I like fresh, certain cigars I like aged, and that's the whole thing with experimenting, and why we try new cigars and why we try different things, because it is another level of complexity that you might not have been experienced to, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, there's cigars that I really only like after a year old. I mean, I will, you know, when I go to a shop and pick up the cigars that I'm going to buy, you know, usually, you know, if I'm buying a box, I'll smoke one fresh just to know what it tastes like, and then probably one at 6 months and one at a year, because I know that I like that brand at a year old. And I think sometimes aging some of the really strong cigars helps a lot. Like, it helps mellow out the strength of the cigar, but it brings out those flavors. And, you know, like, we just did a review on the Full Moon. It's a written review. It's posted on the website, so go take a look at it. When I smoked one fresh, I mean, it didn't taste anything like that. But as soon as we did the review at 6 months, it totally changed what I thought of that cigar. And, you know, it's a wonderful cigar, and I would definitely smoke more of them. It you know, just that 6 month time frame made a huge difference.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And you know, on that note, you know, something I noticed is, and I said it before, if you don't like a cigar,
That was
You know,
almost a 10-pointer crotch
give
shot.
it another go, but buy it and save a minute to age it, and it might be one of your favorite cigars.
Yeah, I totally agree. All right, I'm going to step out here, and Moose is going to come in and light up this pipe here. Looks like he's got a Ben Wade going on.
I do have a Ben Wade.
I think I was there when he bought it.
You were.
Oh yeah. And you know, maybe we'll get some extra info on you know, just a quick how-to on pipes, because I mean, there's so many questions on how to pack your pipe and everything, and honestly, like smoking a cigar, it doesn't need to be as difficult as some of these guides say they are.
No, not at all.
I mean, especially with the packing. Like, how do you do it? I mean, I usually do the thirds method, where you pack it a third, you push it down, you pack another third, push it down, and then you know, maybe do the last third, or you just smoke it at that level.
You know, it just depends. It depends upon the tobacco that I'm using, to be honest with you. I actually grabbed some Belkin Sassini, and this is it's a brand new tin. It's never been opened, and the style of tobacco this is, now this has been sitting out too. It hasn't been humidified. It's been sitting out for a little bit of time. It's still kind of moist. You can tell it's moist because it sticks to the top.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, if you've got dry tobacco, it won't do that. And here's the video. It won't actually stick to the top. It'll actually just flake off. And you can smell that. It smells pretty good.
Oh yeah.
I like the
a little bit
flavor.
of campfire, a little bit of sweetness, like raisins or figs.
Exactly. That is exactly what I get.
That's something I love about pipe tobacco, is just the fruit smell that you can get from
Yeah.
it.
And that's a really accurate description. A little bit of campfire, a little bit of some raisin, and then what I generally do with these is I just take the end of my little tool here, and I just kind of scrape myself a little pile together, just right off the top. You know, I don't want to go in there and just like chunk out a bunch. You know, I just basically get it kind of loose in the tip or in the top there, so that I can pull it out. It has been sitting out, so it's not super wet. Which actually makes it a little bit easier to pack my pipe. And then I just kind of stick my pipe in there, use my index finger, shovel some into the bowl itself, and just start to pack it in there. I don't go overboard. You know, I don't like to pack it so tight that there's just no possible way you can get a draw through that. You know, I know some people that pack a little bit, too tight sometimes, and then they're, oh man, I can't keep the thing lit, or I can't draw on it. It's burning super hot, and
Well, and something I learned early on from veteran pipe smokers is, if you're trying to figure out when your pipe tobacco is ready to pack, because sometimes you take it out and you leave it on a paper plate or something to dry out, and if you can grab a pinch and you give it a good pinch, and if it stays together in the clump, that's too wet. And by wet, it's not literally dripping, but it sticks together way too much.
Right.
When you pinch it, some of it probably should stick together, but the majority of it's going to just fall apart and be its own unique strand.
Yep. And actually, you know what? Where's my little lighter? There it is.
Oh, it's over there, yeah.
A little soft flame here. So I generally use a soft flame lighter or matches, but soft flame. I crank up my flame just a little bit. Nope, not that much. I was actually putting pressure on the set screw there. So I generally run it about 3/4 of an inch. It's a little shaggy on the top of the bowl, for those of you that can see it. And the reason that I leave it a little shaggy on the top is because it gives the flame something to actually grab onto.
Right.
And you're kind of, it's almost like a little bit of kindling before it hits the log. And it's kind of what
do you do the two light method, where like when I usually do a pipe, I light it once, I get that shagginess lit, get a nice ember going, and then I let it go out.
We need a butt mic.
But like I said,
Roman was totally talking some shit over here.
Yeah, so I let it go out, and then I'll get my tamper, and I'll make it a nice smooth top.
Right.
And that really, to me, I think it helps when you relight it again. You get the ember going, or sometimes I just light it once and I go from there.
Actually, I've devised a whole new way of doing things, and what I do is I generally start out with something about 80 proof, and I just pour just a tad right into the top of that, just so that there's a little bit of like fluid on there. It just kind of gives it that, it's like pouring gas on a fire. I mean, look, I was a Boy Scout too, but let's face it, you know, you throw a little bit of Shell gas on to fire,
Little
man.
liquid Boy Scout
And I'm
there, right?
a little liquid Boy Scout, and I'll tell you what, I don't care who you are. Well, although last summer
What it tastes like.
we had some times with the fire out here.
Oh,
But
man.
no, I was just kidding about the dumping the liquid on there, please. It was just a joke. You try it. You got a pipe. Give it a shot. I'll give you some tobacco if you want to give it a shot. Light it up, catch on fire. So no, I just I don't do any specific method, man. I just get it lit.
Yeah, and that's something to note with pipes. They're not like cigars. They will go out, and that's just part of smoking a pipe. And a lot of people that are new to pipes, they've commented to me that, hey, I can't keep this thing lit. I've had to relight it 10 times, the whole bowl, and that's just something that comes with smoking. Sure, you can smoke the whole thing with one light, but that's not necessarily the goal of smoking a pipe. It's relaxation for me and enjoying the flavors that you're getting, and it's quite a different experience in all. You lose something between your legs there?
That's 10-point crock shot
No,
almost.
wrong. Trident left a fucking ass shot between my legs here.
It was like my whole cigar. Like this
Right.
was one of the best like ashes I've had. Like
Yeah, you had like a 4-inch ash on that thing and just left it between there like a dog rocket, basically.
Yeah.
well, you told me you didn't care what happened to the carpet.
That's from my the room note that I'm getting from that is when I say campfire, it literally smells like burning wood when you're at a campfire or a bonfire. It's I like that blend that you're smoking there.
Right.
I've got a couple tins at home.
Kind of
Yeah.
on a Virginia kick lately, so.
Nobody gives a shit if you're on a Virginia kick. Smoke that or don't smoke it.
But your girlfriend's name was Rhonda.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, and something else about pipes is
Coming home to you, baby.
the different styles of pipes that you can get. It's so interesting to me, and that kind of goes by with getting the estate pipes. I mean, granted, you can go to the store and you can get 20 different pipes that look very similar, but then you get something like that that's very unique looking, and it's really cool looking.
Yeah. This is actually a Ben Wade that is one of the first editions. I'm trying to read what the other part of this says. I used to know this off the top of my head, but it's been so long. It's hard to tell.
It's got that emerald mouthpiece there, and it's what is it, like a diamond?
Connoisseur Collection, first edition. So it's a Ben Wade Connoisseur edition, or a collection, first edition, and it was made in Denmark. And it probably is just my favorite pipe to smoke. As Trident said, there's actually for you pipe smokers out there, there's a place up in Flint, Michigan, called Paul's Pipes. And I would definitely recommend Googling them.
That's
Paul's
an
Pipe
amazing
Shop.
shop.
It really is an amazing shop. And twice a year they run a sale. They run one for the anniversary of the shop itself, and then they run another one on the dad's birthday. The guy who actually started it. And basically what it is, you buy one pipe at retail, you get one pipe free. Or actually it's like a buck.
$1, right?
Yeah, it's right around $1. It depends upon what year it is and all that, but yeah, it's right around $1. So basically, if you're a big pipe smoker, and they also do it online too, I believe. So you can actually go online to this Paul's Pipe Shop, and they have an amazing collection of pipes. I mean,
Millions.
unbelievable. When we went into the basement of that shop, and he was showing us all these, just Briar blanks. I just was amazed at how many blanks they had just sitting down there. It was almost, realistically, we were in a pipe factory.
That tour was amazing.
The tour was absolutely amazing, absolutely. And, we really need to get back out there again and sit down and, and not only that, but we need to figure out when the next anniversary is. We all need to go down there again because it's just an amazing way to get some great pipes at amazing prices.
Well, and something that I really appreciate about that shop is everybody's knowledgeable there. You have any questions, they're a wealth of knowledge. They're super nice. I mean, sometimes you go to places and they're kind of snobbish about
Well,
helping
it's
you out,
family
but
owned, and that's
they're
all their family's
wonderful.
ever done
Yeah.
is pipes. So, it's just an amazing place.
Yeah, and the first time I went there, I felt like they treated me like I was a regular, like they knew me and they were my friend, and that really hit home with me. I really appreciate when shops do that,
Right.
Because you know they're that kind of character, and that they don't treat you any differently than they would their best friend.
No, that's true. Yeah, I would definitely, like I said, big shout out to Paul's Pipe Shop up in Flint, Michigan. Guys, go online, check them out, especially if you're, any kind of pipe person. Go check them out. I mean, you will be amazed at the pipes that they have there. And, if you're in the Michigan area, or you plan on being in the Michigan area anytime soon, then you should definitely, come and, actually make an appearance in the store. It's just amazing. And, it is right in downtown Flint. It's right off the main street in Flint. So, I mean, it's not, it's not ghetto or hood. I mean, for all
No,
you
it's a nice
that,
place.
that might be a little intimidated about going to downtown Flint, because believe me, I mean, I don't venture too far off that drag when I go to Flint. It's just not worth it, but all in all, it's an absolute great place. It's where I got my Ben Wade.
All right.
So
So what are you getting when you puff on that?
smoke,
What kind of flavors?
campfire,
So
a little bit of raisins.
something I know really, because I never get the raisin when I always smell it with the tobacco, but then when I burn it, usually I get like a campfire or just the different smokiness or spices.
Right. I was joking about the raisin, but no,
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, pipe to me is a completely different animal than a cigar. And almost everybody knows that I'm more of a cigar snob than I am a pipe connoisseur of any sorts. But I do enjoy a pipe now and then, and it is kind of nice just to be able to kick back and relax and enjoy something that somebody took time to build, and then not only that, but dealing with the different blends from the manufacturers around the world. I mean, there's got to be just as many pipe blends as there are tobacco blends as far as cigars. I mean, it's just countless. It's endless. I mean, every company out there has their own different blends or their styles. That's the other nice thing about Paul's Pipe Shop. They make their own tobacco blends, and they've got some amazing blends. I mean, I really enjoy some of their fisherman stuff, and they have.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so cool up there. I mean,
Well, and
I feel like we
another-
should take a road trip
something
tomorrow.
cool about pipe
Really do.
tobacco is I've noticed I've never had a harsh retrohale with the pipe tobacco. So something the way it's cured just kind of really makes it super smooth. And if you're trying to start learning how to retrohale, pick up a Missouri Meerschaum, those corncob pipes.
Oh, absolutely.
You can get one of those for like $6. You pick up some pretty much any pipe tobacco and give it a go, and you can really practice with that before you go to cigars if you're kind of intimidated there.
Absolutely, and that's absolutely true. I mean, I have a couple of corncob pipes, and I'll tell you what, they're actually some of my favorite pipes to smoke.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Only
they stay
because
cool.
to be honest with you, I throw everything in the world through them. I don't even care what I'm smoking; it doesn't matter. And you could say, "Man, this is the biggest aromatic you'll ever have." It'd ruin a normal, briar pipe. If you weren't, smoking aromatics to that, and I just don't care because I just enjoy the whole idea that every time that I smoke it, it's going to be completely different because of everything that's already burned into it.
Right.
The one thing that I do recommend is checking out Forever Stems. You can get those through Walker Briar Works, and that's also another Michigan-based company. But the Forever Stems, they make them out of a different material, and they're basically darn near indestructible. And I really enjoy them. I'm a clencher, so I have a tendency, even like on my Ben Wade here, I mean, there's definitely clench marks. That was pretty funny. But there's actually already clench marks in it. And a lot of people get really uptight about that. Like, oh man, I can't mark up my pipe. It's got to be perfect. But
Well,
you
I
know
like
what?
to bite on them. So
Yeah, it's my pipe. I mean, I'm
I
gonna
get
keep
those
it.
rubber. You get a little rubber, tip on those things.
Yeah,
you can really bite on
I've
it.
tried those, and I can't do it. It's too irritating in my mouth. I feel like it's not
Well,
natural.
certain pipes, it just doesn't really fit well, but other ones, it's no problem. And going on with those corncob pipes, another thing to keep in mind is the Meerschaum pipes, that you can just basically burn anything through them, and you're not going to have that ghosting where you have the hints of the previous tobacco that you smoked through.
Right.
And they stay cool. And
And not only that,
I
they're
just-
cool to watch turn colors. 'cause,
oh yeah, I
you
mean
know,
it's
over
going to take a
time.
long time to do
Right.
it, but they develop an amber and brown colors, and just they're unique. Each pipe is unique. You could have two of the same meerschaums, and you smoke them back to back, and they'll develop these colors differently.
Absolutely, they're going to marble out different every time. And and that's actually something that really kind of just sparked my interest there. Because I was thinking the other day, and I think we were all sitting around talking, and I was like, man, I have so much pipe tobacco. I mean, I literally have enough pipe tobacco that we could all sit down here for probably a good couple of months, and we wouldn't run out if that's all we did was smoke pipe.
Right.
I mean, I literally have that much tobacco, and I just that's something that I really wanted to embark on. I have a really cool, in my eyes, meerschaum pipe. It's actually it's an eagle claw holding a skull, and that's the style of my meerschaum, and I'd love to see that thing just turn some cool colors and actually but it takes effort. I mean, you
Well,
can't
I
just
kind of
expect that it's
cheated
gonna happen.
actually. I bought an
Uh-huh.
estate meerschaum pipe. It was from the year of my birth. It was made in 1982, and it's got 30 plus years on it now, and the color, the patina that it has on it is just amazing. And it's not nearly like some of these pipes that are 100 years old that you can see on eBay or other places that you can buy, but it's not that white color. It's got a nice color to it, and it really brings out all the intricate work that whatever craftsman put into it. And
Right.
it's a really special pipe for me when I bring it out, and the whole experience with pipes so much different than cigars, and it just adds to that.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
I noticed you you had your fingers over the bowl there. Care to explain about that a little bit?
Yeah, basically, just like any other fire, I mean, if you, just like a blacksmith when he's pounding on his anvil and and he's reheating his metal, he's actually got a damper on his fire, and then he's also got a some type of device that actually blows air into it.
Right.
So by controlling how much air to flow mixture you actually have, you can actually almost rekindle a pipe that might have a smaller ember by simply cupping a couple of fingers over the top of the bowl.
That's something I do
Drawing
when
through it.
I'm outside on a windy day with a pipe too.
Right. Yeah, because what it does, it actually it works as almost like a ram air in a car. It concentrates the air and it brings the air through at a much greater velocity, so that as it passes over the ember, it's like supercharged the amount of air that's actually being forced through the pipe. So.
Right. And one other thing with pipes that there's a lot of people that smoke on a budget, and cigars unfortunately isn't something that's exactly the cheapest thing to get into and smoke. And if you do find yourself on a restricted budget, I found that pipe smoking can be that replacement or the interim until you get into a better place, because you can buy a tin of pipe tobacco anywhere from usually $6 to $12, or you go to some of these shops like Paul's and you can buy a pound for $15-20. That's a lot of pipe tobacco.
Yeah, that's a lot of pipe tobacco.
And out of a tin, like an $8 tin, I'll get about 10 bowls of pipe smoking, and anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour. And granted, you have your pipe that maybe you spend a lot of money on, or you get like a Missouri Meerschaum that I've smoked mine maybe 90 times, and it's still a great smoke. And I spent $6 on that, so I'm in for $14, and I get almost 10 hours of smoking out of it. That is not a bad way to go if you're looking for something that's within your budget.
Yep. Nope. I agree. That is definitely a very positive point to smoking pipe as far as on a budget. That you can actually get an amazing amount of pipe tobacco and build up a great stash for an absolute fraction of what it would cost you to build a stash of. I mean, you figure, you buy a box of League of Nines,
Right.
$300 ballparking. I mean, you're how much pipe tobacco can you buy for $300? I mean, a lot.
Oh yeah.
This Belkin Society, I'm not even sure what I paid for this. This is 2011.
$10.
Yeah, probably $10. So what, 30 tins? You know, I mean, and and you can completely. You figure 30 tins. If you bought 2 tins of each tobacco, you can try 15 different flavors. And you're not going to sit down and just, well, you might, but for the most part, like with this tin, I probably won't have another bowl of this next. I'll switch to something else. I have so many tins.
Well,
of
just
pipe
like
tobacco
cigars, normally people don't just smoke one cigar and that's all they smoke. There
Unless
are
it's
people
a
that do
Levision.
that. Well, yeah, but
Those are gone.
like you and I do. We break it up and
No, we
smoke
get
something new all the time.
I got my.
Yeah, we got our favorites. that you
Right,
come
we
to.
do all of our favorites.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
lie and say that I wouldn't smoke a number 9 or a T52 every day if I could. Because I probably would. I'm not saying that's the only cigar I'd smoke that day, but it's definitely something I'd throw into my rotation. Would I smoke a tat every day? You're dang right. The problem is that I'd run myself out of tats in a couple of weeks. Or well, in my case, a couple of days. But I just either way. It's like you have to
A couple months.
you have to kind of pace yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's I heard pipe smoke is coming back. With the hipster thing, a lot of hipsters are bringing out the pipes, and maybe that's what we need to keep pipes alive. And there's also a video. I think it's called
Back
Father
Harlem.
of the Flame that I
They brought
noticed
back Harlem.
about a year ago. That they're bringing a documentary about pipe making,
Yeah.
pipe smoking, and the history of it and where it is now. And I'm really looking forward to watching that when it's available.
Yeah, no, I agree. I remember seeing that short clip about that, and that was really interesting. I was really impressed to have that that ability to be able to watch just almost like the history of.
Well,
you know,
yeah,
I mean,
and it's part of America and England and the human race as a whole. Pipe smoking, whether it's in a hookah or in a traditional pipe like we have now, it's been something that's part of the human race for so long. And you look at all these old movies. Like I was watching the original Godzilla a few months ago, and the reporter in that movie, he had a pipe and he'd always bring it up, and that was something that was part of mainstream life.
Or Anchorman.
or Anchorman,
Ron Burgundy.
the Ron Burgundy thing.
the PBS guys when they were in the fight. What was his name? Tim Robbins.
I don't know. I didn't see that, Mr. Sidekick over there.
I've never seen Anchorman.
I don't know what part you're talking about. It's been a while. And something else to note about pipes that I can't do with cigars, but you do, is if a cigar's been out for a few minutes, like say it's been out for 5 to 10 minutes, if I relight that, I notice some flavors that don't exactly agree with my palate. For some people, they can pick up a cigar 2 days later and it's fine for them. With a pipe, I noticed that, like you, that bowl is nowhere near finished, but you could pick that up in a couple days, couple weeks even, and that tobacco, maybe the first couple puffs will have that, that harsh flavor to it, but it's going to pick up right where you left off.
Yeah, I usually put a little 151 on there, and that way you kind of get that little explosion in your face, which kind of
I usually put Pappy on there, was it 18-year-old?
right.
Yeah.
23?
23, whatever I steal from Trident's house, borrow.
Right. That's true.
Do you purge your cigar when you put it out for a while?
Yeah, it depends. That's interesting.
It works.
Tried and just
I did it
asked
with
if
one
I
yesterday.
purged my cigar after it's been sitting out for a while. And it really just depends upon the flavor that I'm getting from the cigar itself.
Do you want to
You know-
describe what purging is?
No, not really.
Okay.
We'll make that into a video. But
Yeah.
I'm
There's
just
a
kidding.
bar.
We can talk about purging.
There's a bar
Purging
in
is
Colorado.
instead
I'll
of
do it
drawing
right here.
tobacco
Do you know about the bar in
through
Colorado?
into your mouth, you actually blow it out.
That's a
And
bar in
I still use my lighter when I purge.
Well,
And,
you need to use your lighter, because what happens
Back in the
is
day.
it burns off all these impurities that are at the
They
end,
actually get a barrel of
especially with it going out. And
special barrel.
sometimes
It's
you'll
like
get different colored
17-year-old.
flames or whatnot, but you might
Only
notice
place in the world
crazy
that
amount
has
of fire coming out of the end of your cigar. And when you take your flame
Oh,
away,
man.
there's
Hey,
a lot of
jackass, you do
impurities
realize
there.
that camera's picking you up, right? Okay.
There's a lot of impurities there. It'll still keep burning once you're done. So let me give that a go. Let's see.
Ready, go. Yep.
Yeah,
I had a
see,
little
there
bit of
wasn't-
impurity.
There wasn't much there, but usually what I notice is it's like a blue, almost purplish flame coming off the end of your cigar. And anytime my cigar's been out for like maybe 5 minutes, if I'm gonna still smoke it, I'll purge it just to kind of clean it up and get it going. And that's another thing that people do when they're smoking cigars. You know, if you got a cigar and then you're starting to get some flavors that you might not like, try purging it, even if it hasn't gone out. A lot of times it'll clean it back up to what you want. Personally, usually I like to experience the flavor changes,
Right.
and I enjoy that. So, you know, if you are experiencing something weird as you're smoking, try giving it a purge. It might be that's something that you're looking for.
Yeah, actually, I've actually seen people that will sit down at like brick and mortars, and they'll actually, purge their cigar, through the entire,
Right.
cigar. They might smoke a third, and then purge it, and then smoke a little bit more, and then purge it again, and then smoke it a little bit more and purge it again. It's just kind of one of those things where, I do agree. There's definitely a flavor change every time that I purge. Even just purging just right there and just kind of messing around with you, I really, noticed, it's like flavor change. So.
Right. Yeah, because when I first got into cigars, I saw these gimmicky things, and maybe they work, but they were like cigar savers where you can actually put your cigar in this tube, you seal it up, and it's supposed to put it out and let you, save it for later. And I never did buy one of those to see if it actually did anything or not, but I was still in the phase where I wanted to get the most tobacco for my money. I was smoking the biggest cigars that were as cheap as possible, and I was just like, hey, this is a great cigar. This is what I like at the time, and I never did get into that, but I always wondered if it did anything.
Right.
So, going back to the cigar I'm smoking here, night and day difference from mine with burning and everything. Though, gotta say, the sponginess isn't there. It's perfectly humidified. I keep mine at 66% humidity, and in my basement they're roughly 56 to probably 62 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's what I found that I like my cigars at.
Right.
Where that one is probably more like 90% humidity. It just got sprayed with water a couple days ago, and hey, whatever. It is what it is.
Listen, if we were in the middle of a drought, we could throw those fucking things in the air and freaking take care of all the farmers. That's how much fucking moisture is in those cigars.
We'll get lake effect from those things.
Yeah, absolutely lake effect. So, with that being said, I think now's a good time to stop. I think we've done quite a good podcast today. So,
Hey, I like the feedback and the questions, and hey, if you guys do have something, let us know. We'd like to talk about it on the next podcast.
right. So, keep in mind that you continue to check us out at www.cigarfellas.com. You can follow us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/cigarfellas. I got 2 out of the 3 right so far.
Yes, sir.
And you can follow us on Twitter at cigarfellas, or
At Cigar Fellas Dan.
and I think Trident got one now. Did you get a Twitter account going, Trident?
Oh, yeah.
No, not yet. But you could always just either way, he'll have one eventually.
I actually started posting a lot of things on Instagram.
Instagram,
and
absolutely.
getting stuff on there. It's kind of fun.
The real cool thing about Instagram and a lot of the other social media sites is you can actually list them all to post to the other places too. Like if I tweet something, it goes to Facebook. If I post a picture on Instagram, it goes to Facebook. So, pretty much you can follow me strictly through, Facebook and see everything I'm doing. But, definitely a good shout out to Zycar. We definitely appreciate your products. Without you, a lot of my cigars would be roughly cut and hardly lit. That was pretty good. That's a good tagline right there, man.
Trademark Cigar
Zing.
Fellas,
Yeah.
2014.
And, that's right, trademark Cigar Fellas, 2014.
Oh,
And
man.
thanks, Roman, for the eye candy. And, once again, something that we always talk about, and I know that you guys, hopefully you guys never get tired of hearing this, but, just a real big shout out to our men and women of the armed forces. We definitely appreciate everything you guys do. We want you guys to come home safe. Thank you so much from the bottom of all of our hearts for everything that you do for our country and, and for the people that can't defend themselves, you know.
On a personal note with that, we have a friend named Swanee that we know, and he knew he has a few friends that recently were killed in the line of duty, and we really appreciate everything that they've done, and all the other people that have given the ultimate sacrifice for us in the country, and we will remember you guys. And
Yeah, we absolutely will. You know, a big shout out to the EOD techs out there. Swanee, hopefully you get to hear one of these, and you can thank all those brothers personally for us. If you guys want to do something to help out the troops, go and check out cigarsforwarriors.org. Check these guys out. They have some amazing stuff going on. It's a great way for you to donate either cigars, some money, whatever. Listen, we're all sitting here, we've got a little extra money. I'm not trying to, force anybody to do anything. I don't get paid to advertise for these guys, but I really truly believe in what they represent. And, and I really truly believe that making even just a little bit of a difference in a soldier's life when they're over there and they're in these situations can really make a big deal, difference to them. So check out cigarsforwarriors.org. Sign up for their newsletter, hang out, see what they're about, and maybe you can do something for them. Until next time, I'm Moose,
this is Grumpy.
and we'll catch you next Saturday night for our podcast number 4.
Oh yeah.
You guys have a good night. Take care.
See ya.
Turn it on.
Yeah.